Hello, welcome back to another video tutorial here at GeekatPlay Studios. My name is Gary Miller, and continuing on with our building, I went ahead and grouped everything together and centered it in my scene in the middle of my 3D universe. Now you will probably notice that I just said I centered it, but if you look at the coordinates here, the X is at 0, the Y is at 0, but the Z is at 0.476. In order to center the building, I had to remove the steps and the handles because those influenced the Z coordinates. So I grouped just the building itself together minus the steps and the handles, centered that in the middle of the universe, and then I put the steps and the handles back and then grouped that all together. So actually the building is sitting at 0, but the numeric value in the z-axis, the z-coordinate, is influenced because of the steps and because of the steps, because they stick out. So if you go to 0 years out to center it in the middle of your universe, you may need to separate the steps from the group, center the building separately, and then reattach your steps. Okay, so moving on, let's create a rooftop for this. And I'll zero it out here, and let's squash it down. And let's make it a little bit narrower in diameter. I think that will work. And I'm just going to stick it right on top here. I know it's centered. There we are. Okay, I'm going to come around to a side profile. I could choose, well, I'll go ahead and choose, no, not rear, right view. Go ahead and choose right view. And with my rooftop selected, I'm going to come up here to Vertex Modeling, click on Tessellation by Slice, hold down Shift, and I'm just going to put 3 slices in there, just like that. Come over here to Select Faces, select that face, select that face. I want to loop that. Oop, that's not going to work. Come back to Perspective. I want to grab that one, and I only want it, there we are, loop them. Now let's swing around to see my side profile, and I'm going to come over here to Sweep Surface and use the radial function, and I just want to dial out an outside radius about like that. That will work. Now I'll select that one, loop that, and I'll dial this one out just a wee bit bigger. There we are. That adds a little another dimension to our rooftop. Now if you want, you can select the top. I'll go ahead and do so. Use Sweep Surface, dial in a radius like this, and then use the axial function and just dial it down or extrude downwards, and you have now a rooftop that I guess people would be using for maintenance and access. Okay, so that's our roof, and we are done with that. So roof, and I'll drag it into my group. And now what I want to do is I want to create, I think they're called corbels, the little decorative supports that attach to the roof and the walls of the building. And there's probably a really easy way to do it. I'm just going to do it this way. Create a cube. I'm not worried about its size. Control D, I want to duplicate that and lay it right on there, validate that, and I will duplicate that one, lay it right on top, so now I've got 3 stacked on top of one another. Duplicate that one and lay it right there. Validate that, duplicate that one, lay it right there, validate that, duplicate this one, and lay it right there. So now I've got a perfectly symmetrical, like a bat wing or whatever you would call this. The reason why I had to validate that, there we are, validate. Okay, the reason why I made this out of cubes is because I know it would be of accurate proportions. So what I want to do now is click on, select this object and click on Boolean, select the object next to it and click Union, validate that. Boolean again, click the one next to it, Union, validate that. Click it again, Boolean, click the one next to it, and we'll validate that. And by using the union, it doesn't weld everything together because it removes all the faces, all the edges that once existed with each respective element in this object. There were 6 cubes, and each cube has 6 sides. That would be 36 sides, but now this has only 10 sides because we used the union command and made a union out of them. So let's put it approximately where it's going to go and scale it down a little bit. Still a bit large. Let's see. We can come up just a bit. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to come over here to select edges. Select that edge, and I'm just going to give a little bit of a chamfer to it. Now I guess I could do that one and that one as well if you want to add a little bit more of a decorative touch. Now how wide do I want this? I guess that will work. Okay, I'm going to use my lay on command. Click on the back of that, and I'll just click on that face there. There we go. I'll Control D to duplicate that. And let's drag it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now create 9. Create a bunch more copies. Oops. And then I'll just simply place them right on my building. So let me select one, lay on, and place it right there. Validate. Select the next one, lay on, place it on my building, validate. I'm going to continue doing this with the rest of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all my corbels lined up. Let's weld them together, and I will move them up here into place so that they are flush with the top of my roof. Now let's try something. Let's hide our roof. And let's see if we can use the Snap Align tool and snap the center of that one to the center of this face here. And that will bring it flush against the wall and flush against the roof, so we don't have to eyeball it. And there we go. I like that. I'll call this corbels. Control D, I want to duplicate that and spin it around 180 degrees. I guess I should hide my roof again. Keep it hidden. Let's use our snapping command again, snapping tool again. Snap there and right there. Copy them, Control D, and spin it around 180. Let's re-enable the visibility of our roof. Weld all those together. And now we've got our corbels. I'd say that looks really neat. And that's it for the end of this tutorial. Finished our roof. Now we're going to add the little achechapis, the little accessories on top, and add some machinery on top, some air ducts, air conditioning units. So that's it for this video tutorial. Thanks for watching here at GeekatPlay Studios. My name's Gary Miller. Have a good day.